Recording. Okay, we are live.
Hello. Hi, everyone. It's so funny, Kim, because I feel like every week now, like you and I, our lives are just so crazy that it's like one of us is in the car, someone's at the airport, someone's in a conference room at work, someone's like running to teach a spin class.
Funny story about the spin class. So I start, right? And thinking it would just, I forgot to hang it up. And the music's not working correctly in the spin room. And I'm like, all the guys are up there. I ended up teaching 2 songs with no music and singing. I basically was singing that, you don't know how to act, like literally so awful. And then I realized they're like, we've never seen this happen before. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the Zoom. It's the Zoom.
Oh, it's funny. You post the recording of the Zoom, and I saw that you like you said, like, oh, technical difficulties, just stopped watching at some point, and so I thought, oh, I wonder if she forgot to stop recording, but I didn't look to see how much of a hot mess it was, how much of a train wreck it was.
It's fine. It's fine. It's what it is.
Is it on recording? Like, can we hear you singing, like, on the video, or no, because you already muted?
I hope that you can, just for the sake. I don't think you can, actually. Here we are.
Here we are, guys. Hi, thank you for joining.
Doing our Hot Mess show. This is real life.
In case you're wondering how we hold it together, we don't.
That's not about any of our lives. Anyway, I know we are moving along. I actually am going to talk about something that's probably going to be counteractive to anything I've ever said before.
How fun is this? Okay.
I know, this is a big one, but Leanne Shea, she's in a group, I think that the bigger 80-day obsession group, she commented on how the meal prepping is derailing her and how it's just so time consuming, and Sunday has become this, this big job to get all meal prepped and all ready, and it's taking away from family time and it's causing some conflict. And lo and behold, in my marriage Bible study, my dear husband brings up that he feels as though everything is just so scheduled, and it's scheduled around the things that I have to do. So Kim has to meal prep, therefore kids have to go for a walk, or they have to do this, or the kid has to be napping her. And he says he feels like there's just the weekends have become more rigmarole than they have been enjoyable, which is leading to some tension, which is where this all stemmed from. And so then I saw Leanne's post, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so interesting that she would post this. So this past week, I tried something different, and I did not meal prep. I did 3 things. I made turkey curry, I made oatmeals, and I made carrot bags. And that was it. That's all I did. And it took me, 15 minutes. And the reason for this is I wanted to see how badly I wanted to see if it would go as badly as I thought it would, because I feel like sometimes I preach something and then I realize, well, shoot, that actually you're right. Like, this is really hard. And I think for some people, like, maybe if I meal prepped on like a Friday where I have more time and there's not anybody staring at me, and, like maybe I changed around my schedule to fit when it would be less obtrusive on like my family time, that would be better. And so this week went surprise. Oh, and I also meal prep sweet potatoes, because that is something that is super easy. You peel them, you pop them on a pan, and it's done. But I'm finding that if you are, as long as your schedule for food is very well prepared, like, Mondays I'm eating this, Tuesday I'm eating this, and I would say it's more of like a routine of what you are going to eat. It's not the end of the world to prep it the night before. It really, and I think finding food that is easy. That's not, maybe you're not making carrot cake, oatmeal, bread, whatever, each and every weekend, or you're not prepping all your dinner supplies every single Sunday, because yes, I think that could take you a very long time. But if you're cooking some chicken sausage that you're going to throw on a salad, or you're cooking some sweet potatoes that you're going to eat with your burger. I think that it's actually very feasible and doable to not have to meal prep for hours. And so I just kind of want to throw that out there. I mean, we always have our frozen bananas. We always have the fruit we're going to need. We always have the things we need to succeed. It's just more or less preparing them more so the night before. And I think it's also helping me ensure then that James also meal preps for the night before. So I think it's actually working in our favor. But I just wanted to encourage you that sometimes I think we get so bent out of shape when we don't get every single carrot, pepper, onion, I don't know, apple, whatever, sliced and cooked and ready for a container. And then we let that be our excuse for the entire week as to why we don't succeed on the meal plan. And I just want to say that I don't think it has to be that way. So that was kind of what I wanted to say about that. Britt, I don't have anything to add. I didn't even really tell you what I was going to talk about. So there you go.
No, I love that. I know for me, like I meal prep differently because for those of you guys who don't know, I live up in San Francisco. I moved up here almost 6 months ago, but my fiance still lives in San Diego. So pretty much almost every weekend, I travel on Friday afternoon. I go to the airport and then I'm in San Diego for the weekend. And then Sunday night I come back. And so I can't really meal prep on Sunday because I have tried that a couple times and then just pack stuff in my lunchbox, like to head back to San Francisco. But it's really hard, right? Because I can't really meal prep everything that I would need for the week. And so one of the things that I see other people prepping all of this amazing looking food, but for me, it makes more sense and is more doable if I just stick with a couple things and I just eat like the same thing over and over again. For me, it's worth it, for instance, to get like the frozen organic brown rice at Trader Joe's that you just literally heat up in the microwave for 3 minutes and then you have it for a couple days because it's a couple yellow container servings worth. It's easier for me to do that and it's worth like the however much it is so that then I don't have to like boil a pot of water and like prepare the rice. Like it's just there are different things like that. Like if I can't meal prep where I'm like baking chicken all day or like crock pots or anything like that, what I do is like I go to Whole Foods and they have organic rotisserie chickens, and of course like there's the part of it where it's like, well, I don't really know what they cook it in, and there's like these different I don't know like how much salt they put on this, like and they were seasoning it, but in a pinch it's better than nothing, right? It's better than just going off the rails or not eating or just throwing like flipping a table on your goals and just So I think sometimes too, like I think part of what you need to hear and what Kim is sharing and what I'm sharing is like the grace aspect of it, because I think we can get so regimented or we can be so hard on ourselves or we feel like if I deviate a little bit from this, I'm not going to be as successful, when in the reality is like you're taking care of your body. If you're paying attention to what you're putting in your body, that's like that consistency is what's going to really like add up over time. So if it's this week you're eating like rotisserie chicken and brown rice from Trader Joe's, that's like the organic frozen brown rice because you're going to heat it up in the microwave because we're just in a situation where we don't have time to meal prep all this stuff. I found that the brown rice was also really easy to do, and also at Trader Joe's they have like a container that's like chopped up carrots, onions, and celery. So I got the brown rice from the frozen section, and then made the breakfast fried rice that Kim talked about. And like really, so then at that point, it was all I had to do was just put everything in a pan and just like heat it up. I didn't chop anything. Like I didn't, like have to boil the water.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. That's great. That's a great idea.
So like I'm kind of in this season now where I'm trying to do as much as I can to stick to the program without meal prepping, because I really like just my life is insane and I'm like not even home. Even last night I was texting Kim, it was like after 10:30 and I had just gotten home and I was like, hi, I just got home. Like it's just, the season is crazy. And so just know that what works for you, it's okay if it's different than what's working for someone else. If it works for you to meal prep for a couple hours on Sunday and have it all week, that's great. But if that's not working for you and your family, then do what Kim said, prep each night, or try to alleviate some of the stress. If you can even just take care of some of your meals with like a rotisserie chicken or just crock pot, just cook chicken and put it in the freezer and then just keep defrosting it and get some brown rice, or same with like quinoa, just something that's easy to heat up. pre-chopped vegetables. Like just if you can even one meal a day, like even if your dinner is just something that's easier to be thrown together than like something that requires a lot of prep, that's going to just, I think, help alleviate some time for you. But then also just, I think the mindset of like, oh, how hard this is. I think it'll just help you to just, you know, and I mean, if you guys have any other tips of things that are working for you, like I'm sure we would love to hear it. I know some people, it's really easy for them if they just meal prep, like even in, like Kim was saying that like one of the only things she prepped was just bags of carrots, which is funny.
No, it's really random.
Yeah, like because that's the time saver for her.
But for the time when I eat it, it is, because I always just need to grab it and leave. And so for me, yes, it's that thing.
Yeah, so you can even meal prep, like what are, like put in bags, where are you going to put into your Shakeology, right? It's like if it's like your spinach is already in a bag and some frozen banana, and it's just easy in your freezer, and then all you have to do is dump it into your blender, as opposed to pulling out like the banana and chopping it and putting it in, and then pulling out the spinach and then the bag. You know what I mean? Like it's just, there are certain things that seem pretty simple but can actually like alleviate just mentally. And but
also, I think just one other like easy, like I have never made cauliflower rice by myself. I buy that frozen all the time.
Yeah,
Trader Joe's is awesome, and Sprouts actually has flavored ones, but not with like weird like stuff we're allowed, you know, like lime cilantro cauliflower rice or whatever. So just know that like those are awesome, and I know like I really love the panned meals. Those are so easy and so simple. And in the morning when I'm getting lunches ready or I'm doing, you know, just bopping around the kitchen, I can throw the chicken and the potatoes or the shrimp and the sausage and the veggies all in there. And then it sits in the fridge. If my husband beats me home or whatever, he can throw it on a pan and it's ready in 15 minutes. I mean, stuff like that is it's so simple. It's so easy. And I think it really takes off the pressure of having to, you're still preparing this, to me, very fantastic meal. Absolutely fills my fancy. But it doesn't take all the time in the world. So, and my kids eat it. That's more important.
Most important.
But yeah, so, I think what I'm going to try to do, and as we grow more, is share this kind of simple stuff. Really think people that sometimes you just have to like, oh yeah, that's like really easy. Why didn't I think about that? Because sometimes we don't. Our brain's filled with a bunch of other stuff. I get it. So I'm going to do better at trying to share some of those tips here and there.
Does anyone else have like some tips that you feel like that you've kind of found works for you, that you feel like you could share that maybe would be like really helpful for the rest of us, or that you'd just like to share with us?
I typically do the same, where my Shakeology, like the stuff that I'll put in my Shakeology, I'll keep together in a bag, already like portioned out. And then I too buy like the frozen quick rice, just quickly just throw it in and it's done. Just little things to cut corners. I usually, my protein is where I would make it in batch, and then, you know, for a few days I'll have like the same meal over and over, which is, you know, some people just don't like to do that. Some people like to have variety, and I just find that it's so much easier when you just make, say, chicken sausage and, you know, maybe just some pieces of grilled chicken, and then you'll just, you know, switch them between like one of your meals and then a dinner, and then, you know, add different vegetables. And, you know, I found that roasting a lot of my vegetables all at once and then portioning them out together just makes it so much easier. Just put them in, you know, little containers, Tupperwares, and then you'll be able to just grab it, and you'll know that it's already in the same, you know, portion you're supposed to be having, and it just makes it a lot easier that way. But I don't normally like take one day, like everyone takes like Sunday to just meal prep everything. I've just never done that, and I did want to make myself get into that groove, but I just feel like it just doesn't fit in like the way that I do things. So I kind of just do it as I go. but I'm also, it's a little bit easier for me than it is for someone who has to travel for work or commute to work or go somewhere, because I am a stay-at-home mom. So I do get the opportunity to be home more so often than others.
Right.
So I'm able to just, oh, I want to saute spinach with eggs and this and that. I can make that at that time. I don't have to make it in advance and keep it in Tupperware and then reheat it. So it's
Right.
a little bit different for everybody.
Yeah. No, that's huge. That's really good. Good.
Yeah.
I know that Instapot has, we bought one. I've yet to really like dive in and figure out what's supposed to happen. But I'm sure that will make my life easier. I just haven't figured out how yet. I've only burned myself 3 times on it so far, and that's all that it's done for me. So I'm
Like
just gonna.
curling iron.
No, it's like really bad. James is like, I don't even understand what happens to you. Like, why would you touch that? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know.
You don't know what
Why is it so scary?
I have a crock pot. And
Me too.
I just don't know the difference between the crock pot and the Instant Pot.
I think
Insta's like crazy hot. That's really the difference. It cooks it fast and hot.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fast. It's supposed to be faster. Oh my gosh. Don't crush, Kim.
You lost me.
The Instahot is supposed to do something that like cooks things a lot faster, is what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now after
I like
watching
your
this
shoes.
class, I don't know if I ever want to plug in my crock pot.
I'm like nervous
back.
about crock pots. I like can't leave it on when I'm not home. Like I just feel like I know that that's what it's for, but I just feel like I'm gonna be that one out of a million where it just catches on fire.
Can't do it.
And I just can't don't be that person. I don't own a home.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, I don't know that my renter's insurance is gonna cover my crock pot situation.
Oh gosh.
Coverage detail.
Ridiculous. Oh boy. Well, what else did you have, Britt, for today?
I know that one thing, and this is, I mean, we kind of said this word already before, but I just wanted to talk again just about, like, I think the power of consistency was something that Kim and I were talking about, because I think that for those, some of us, right, are doing 80-day obsessions. So here we are, and I don't know. I think Beachbody, here's what I've determined what happened with the 80-day obsession with the numberings. I think they just forgot the stretch day as day 21, and then they just moved on. So, like, then Monday was day 21, and so now we're all, like, one day that's, like, the sliding day that's not correct. So that's a little confusing. But, so whatever day we're on today, you know, like, it can be, I think, daunting to look ahead to see how many more days do we have, right? We still have longer to go than we've accomplished so far. I think that sometimes we can get caught up in, I jumped off track, right? And I blew it last night. Where we get caught up in, it was the Super Bowl. That's a great example, actually, because for the Super Bowl, I can imagine that some of us jumped off track or got a little derailed. Oh, look, yeah, there, Kim with her very toned bicep is waving that she's one of those people. And I'll just take off my blazer so I can do it too.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't mind it at all.
Oh, good.
And so I think that in that instance where, if we're taking the Super Bowl as a great example, where maybe you jumped off track, I think that the temptation can be that then on Monday, it's like to go extreme in the other direction. Like you try to be really strict to like make up for jumping off track. So maybe you skip one of your yellow containers, or maybe you, whatever you try to do to make up for it. I saw a couple people do double workouts on Monday. I saw these different things, and I just want to encourage you guys that like our results in this program and in health and fitness in general, and I guess just actually in life in general, if you've read the book, The Compound Effect, it talks about this. It really isn't about being like really strict one day and then jumping off track the next. It doesn't like even it out, right? Like really, I just want to encourage each of you guys that if you have a meal or a day or something happens, you get sick, you jump off track, the best way for you to continue getting the best results in this program is to just give yourself a clean slate and start over. So then that day, the next day, right, after you've kind of blown it a little bit, you jump back on track, have grace for yourself. Don't carry the shame. Don't carry the frustration. Don't beat yourself up. Like, that is not going to get you anywhere. I think we've all done that, right? I think we've all been in that scenario where we beat ourselves up for jumping off track or for not sticking to our commitment to our health and fitness. And that's like never worked to keep us on track in the future, right? It just makes us feel bad about ourselves. So instead, let's try a different method and just have grace for ourselves, but still have the determination to get back on track. And then start fresh. Just start back with your Timed Nutrition. Eat all of the food you're supposed to eat that day and just move forward. Because what happens when you start trying to like make up for jumping off track, it's just we end up worse off, right? Because then you're hungry all day if you're not eating enough food. Your body's going to be going into starvation mode, and you're not going to be metabolizing food the way that you're supposed to if you were eating everything, right? You're burning so many calories throughout the day just from our workouts, and your body's continuing to metabolize. You're burning these calories. You need to be putting calories in so that your body can continue burning them. You don't want to be hungry all the time. Then you're going to be moody. Your family's going to be like, why are you doing this to us and to yourself? Like, this isn't enjoyable for anyone. When you're really hungry, you're not as focused, right? You're more impatient. All of those things, instead of, if you just lead with grace, have the determination to get back on track and just be consistent with your actions. If you continue to show up every day and to just do the workouts, to eat how we're supposed to eat. So that's one of the things that I wanted to share is if you have those days where you jump off track, what it looks like what you should do to get back on track is to just get back on track. To not try to make anything up, not try to work out double, and not eat more food and all of that stuff. I think that that's something that's I've been really thinking about this week after the Super Bowl that I wanted to share with all of you guys as well.
No, I think that's huge. I think that the best thing you can keep doing is keep going.
Yeah.
And not, letting a bad day, or, I mean, Autumn says this, and actually I think I'm going to share, Autumn has a video up in the group, in the coach group for the 80 day, and it's just really great for life. And she says, every single month you're going to have a period, and every single month you're going to be bloated, and you're going to wake up, and different foods you're going to have intolerances to, and you're going to feel like you've derailed all the hard work that you've done. And you just have to keep going. This isn't like we get to the end of 80 days, you get to the end of 21 days, you get to the end of 60 days, and you just like self-sabotage it all, and you quit everything, and then you eat your way back to where you were, and then do it all over again. Like, this is something you're going to do forever. And the every day, the more you can practice that and learning that food is fuel and not something to be worshipped, the more you're going to be healthy in every area. And so, just keep going. And I think the last thing I want to touch on before we log off here is have fun. Like, people ask, I get a lot of questions like, why are you always dancing? I dance at the end of every single workout. And it's because there's a good song on always, or it's because, but guys, I feel empowered. And even if I don't, try dancing and not having fun and laughing at yourself. It's really hard. It's actually really hard. I think it's impossible because you're so ridiculous that it doesn't even matter. Like, you should feel accomplished and proud of yourself, that a little dance session at the end makes it fun and makes it feeling forever. And that's why I do that, because I never want to get burnt out. I never want to feel bored. I never want to feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to wake up and want to take care of me every single day, because it's what makes me a better me. And so I just encourage you to have fun. Find what that looks like. If it means making an awesome playlist, maybe you like really hardcore rap. If the only time you listen to it is when you like work out, because it makes you feel like, yeah, bang, bang, because that's what
Obviously, listen to that.
We know that's not on Kim's playlist. Bang, bang.
No, but I am a diehard Empire fan, and sometimes I will listen to the Empire soundtrack. So, and there is a song called Bang Bang. So.
Okay, well, in that case.
On that note, I'm going to go play that and let's drive my way to LA to go hang out with that pretty girl in the corner.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to see you. I'm so
I know, me too. Me too.
All right, you guys. Is there, before we hop off, because we like to try to keep these 30 minutes, understanding that everyone's trying to take time out of their day to be here with us. Does anyone have any questions or anything that they want to share with us, or any roadblocks that you kind of need help navigating? Anything before we jump off?
I don't have any roadblocks or anything, but I was like contacting Kim a lot about like my past week has been very like I've been in like a funk or like a low motivated state. However, I tried to push through and like tried to just like post my pictures and log in and get my workout in and still go through the motions of the same thing I was doing for the first 3 weeks. But like I wasn't like as excited inside. So I was like, Kim, I need help. I'm not like feeling that like excitement. I want that excitement. I was like, I'm like not dreading the workout, but it's kind of like getting like to be like a chore this week.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to feel that way. I was like so mad at myself. I was like, Kim, help me. But I feel like it's because like she says Autumn does talk about how if you're a woman, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that's contributing.
I think that's what's happening to me too, because I feel the same. And I think too, I'm really excited that next week starts a different phase, because I think too, it's kind of like, okay, how many times have I done the same workout and different reps? But it's kind of like, all right, today I woke up and it was kind of like that. It's like, all right, I've like 52 minutes like of triple it, you know what I mean? And it's like, all right, okay, like let's do it. And so I totally know what you mean. I've been kind of having one of those weeks too. And so I'm hoping that phase 2 will feel like a fresh start.
I think
but I love that, like, that you
keep up with
show
that.
up. Yeah, that you continue to show up and just, there's a saying that I like. One of my friends told me, it's like discipline breeds delight. And that sometimes it's like we just have to start doing something. And I mean, she was talking specifically about like reading scripture, but like I think it relates to this too with anything. It's like the discipline of like, okay, I'm not feeling it right now, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. And then I believe that we're gonna like, oh my gosh, hello.
You wanted to say hi.
I
don't mean to interrupt.
I just want to kiss those cheeks.
He's the cutest.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
He's my little.
So cute, your little mini. Hi.
The big one's coming home from school soon, so.
Oh, perfect.
Mine big Jacob haven't. Mine big Jacob have air gun.
All right, I'll be right there, okay? Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. So I was just saying, I think that like sometimes it's just we have to just be disciplined, and then I believe that we're gonna experience like the blessings, like the dividends of that, right? Like we're gonna feel so proud of ourselves that we pushed through and did it every day this week, right? Like we're gonna feel like, oh, we accomplished it, and then the next time we're not feeling motivated, we know that we can do it because like we went through a week where we pushed through. You know?
Yep.
And so I believe that like we're gonna be so proud of ourselves, but like understand that you are not alone. Like, and I think it is. It's just we're ready for a new phase. We're ready for different work.
Well, and if you think about all the Beachbody program, which is why Beachbody is so rad. I mean, you think about all the programs that we've all done or did or watched or whatever. The difference is so we just did a month, right? Pretty much the same issue. I mean, different. I know what we just went through because we got like different autumn every single time. But at the same time, this is usually when you're switching it up. Right? Like you're either going to
That's my back.
That's okay.
T25. Now it's like you're onto a new phase. So I think it's just we're ready. We're ready for a new. You're finishing something else right now. Something else is on the horizon, ready for you, and that's what's cool. So be encouraged.
Yeah, and I love that you shared that because that's totally something I can relate to too.
And just in case you want to end on a hard note, this is the next episode. No? Nobody?
Oh.
Nobody. Okay. Well, must be older. Anybody? Nobody.
What is that a reference to?
It's a rap song.
Oh.
I think it's a Snoop song.
Oh.
No?
My ties to rap music are just
Are
all for who I'm marrying. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't have any
Yep.
secret by myself.
No.
I'm over here with you going, I listen to rap music if you like it. Bang bang.
I
I laugh.
love it.
Relatable.
Love it. Anyways, we are something today. Okay, well,
Every day.
nice to see your faces. Hi, Crystal. I didn't even look down. I'm like, who else is here?
I know.
Oh.
She turn on her camera. I love your shirt, Crystal.
Yeah.
Working. Canada driving, and then I turned it off because I got home, and I just made myself a snack, guys.
Oh, wait, that looks really good. Is that feta cheese?
Yeah, that's all Kim, because I literally was like, what do you guys have for your snack for your meal too? Because I was having carrots and hummus, and it was not doing it.
Yeah, I know. It just keeps. I'm so hungry.
I'm telling you, that feta cheese was a game changer. And you know what else I add? I didn't tell you yesterday, but I'll do half a blue of feta and a half a blue of sliced almonds on top of the green beans. And it is like heavenly on an afternoon snack. It's the best.
That sounds really good.
I did tomatoes and cucumber.
Yes.
Half of them. But my daughter's sleeping right now in the car seat, so she fell asleep while I was driving. So I was like, I'm gonna run inside and get my snack real quick.
Please let me feel her.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad that you found some change. Good girl.
Yeah, I love it. You're an inspiration to us all. Like all you mamas are so inspirational to me.
Someday, Britt, just think of all the practice or all the people you have in front of you.
Yeah, who can help me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm already preparing with not getting any sleep in this phase of my life, so like that part.
Sleeps for I got nothing.
The birds? Is that a saying? What's for the birds?
Something's for the birds, but I think you like throat. I don't know.
I don't think they sleep.
No, this is like bang bang. We're just gonna call it.
Yeah, okay. So we will never host a National Geographic show. I can cross that off my list.
No. Anyways,
Well,
all right.
Something's for the birds, but I'll think about it.
Okay.
And I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
You as well.
I felt like this was worth your valuable time.
Me too. Sorry.
It's a little dicey as I reflect.
I'm about to be kid-free for 4 days, so I'm just weird over here by myself.
I know.
I know. Very nice. Avery was really cute. She's like, so is Grandma the mummy for like the next couple days? I'm like, yeah, sweetie, Grandma's the mummy. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. She's got you. Anyway. All right, gals.
Guys. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great afternoon.
I'll see you soon, Kim. Bye.
See you soon. Bye. And